Hello, good morning, Activities Hall. Welcome to Boston for the U.S. Brewers Cup Championship Finals. Talking to you, Andrew and Rachel and Kathy. My name is Tyler, and I'm excited to be here as your MC for the first half of the U.S. Brewer Cup Championship Finals. Can you believe we are in the finals now? 3 years later. We have had 16 amazing Brewers Cup competitors competing this weekend in open service, compulsory service, presenting some tasty coffees to all of our judges. But now we've narrowed it down to the final top 6 for the chance to win the 2022 U.S. Brewers Cup Championship. Today, our top 6 competitors will have their open service round. So if this is your first go watching the Brewers Cup competition, open service sees each competitor brewing and presenting coffee for 3 sensory judges plus 1 head judge. The cups are judged on the uniformity, overall workflow, as well as sensory, customer service, and presentation factors. Make sure to be here to root on your favorite competitors on social media. We want your shares, posts, likes, all that good jazz. Give those championship competitors the visibility that they deserve. We're utilizing some specific hashtags over here. Hashtag US Coffee Champs. Hashtag USCC 2022. Hashtag Beth Beal. If you want to. I just made that one up on the fly. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about some sponsorship details. None of this would happen without the generosity of the 2022 U.S. Brewers Cup sponsors. So the official U.S. Brewers Cup title sponsor is Origami. So thank you very much, Origami. The grinder sponsor is from GH Grinding and Brewing Solutions. Origin Trip Prize sponsor is Ally. I drank a lot of my own coffee this morning. It's wild. And special thank you to one of our other prize sponsors, Baratza, as well. Also, special thanks to Rattleware, Ernex, Bun, Pentair for the small wares, cleaning products, hot water tower, and water filtration, respectively. A tremendous amount goes into this entire competition season, and all of our incredible sponsors really make this event unique. So thank you to each and every one of you also. The most important thing to remember today is that we are going to have all of the announcements for who won at about 4:30 today on the barista stage, so be sure to stick around and find out who won. And it is the last day of the competitions, but there's still a lot to do in here. Thanks to Counterculture, Madcap, George Howell, JBC Coffee, Verve, and Intelligentsia. If you would like a milk beverage or a milk alternative beverage, our awesome volunteers in the cafe can get you taken care of over there. A lot of alternative milks from Pacific available. And thank you again to all of those wonderful sponsors, including Mineragua. Grab some bubbles in between your coffee to cleanse your palate. Get you some of that good spicy water. Check out the Roasters Village. Find out all the local companies. Take a walk around the market. We got a lot of stuff going on over here. We're going to take a moment to check in with our judges really quick. I'm getting a good wave there. Awesome. So, if we could have our judges come on over here. For our sensory judges, we have Adrian Coffey, Sarah Rice Scott, Kendra Sadinsky. You know, I don't... Say it again. Slajinski. Thank you. I don't think I've ever said your last name out loud. That's wonderful. Thank you. Anderson Stockdale, and our head judge is Amanda Armbrust. So without further ado, we've got competitor number 1, Marvin Duncan, who is about to go on. Everybody, give a round of applause for Marvin. We share the same last name. It's good luck.
We're Duncan brothers.
It's true, like the yo-yo, not the donuts. Wonderful.
Indeed. Yeah. Can I hear my music? A little bit lower. And then we're going to restart. Cool. You guys ready? You sure? Okay, cool. Time. Hello and welcome. Today, I would like to share with you an amazing coffee that I think captures the spirit of what specialty can be in the future. A coffee that is the sum of experimentation, innovation, and foresight. A coffee that was designed to be excellent. So, that coffee today is an anaerobic fermentation of a natural process Mandela cultivar. This was grown at Café Granja La Esperanza in Colombia. Here at Café Granja, Rigoberto and Luis Herrera are always pushing the boundaries of specialty coffee. This Mandela is one such example. It was designed at their farm by taking the seedlings of self-pollinated Caturra trees and grafting that onto Timor plants. Grafting is a technique where they take the seedlings and then planting that inside of the root stump. So the result is a higher quality Caturra cherry with strong root systems, like a Timor plant. But they didn't stop there, however. They then crossed that with various Ethiopian land races. The result is a high quality cup from there. Now, typically as a Caturra, the flavors are sweet and citrusy. But that evolves as Mandela and becomes stone fruit, citrus florals, and a creamy mouthfeel. And that is elevated again due to the 168-hour anaerobic fermentation. That adds tons of vibrancy and a candy-like sweetness. So, as a green coffee, this has been one of the most vibrant and punchiest coffees I've ever tried. So I knew I wanted, when I roasted this, I wanted to put it into balance with tons of sweetness as well, while preserving that natural vibrancy. To that end, I roasted this coffee 6 days ago on the Ikawa for 5 minutes, 50 seconds, with an end temperature of 398 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, for the brewing of this coffee, I knew I wanted to highlight consistency between the cups, clarity of each of the cups. To that end, I experimented a lot and I found that origamis with their flat bottom filters, using a flat bottom filter, promoted consistency between the brews and a clean cup. The water that I'm using today was specifically designed to complement this coffee. I am brewing this at 195 degrees Fahrenheit with a total hardness of 98 parts per million. The grind size that I'm using today is around 500 microns. And I found that using this grind size promotes sweetness and depth of cup. So for the dosage that I'm using today, it's going to be 13 grams coffee to 200 grams water. I found that using this dosage of 1 to 15.4 as a ratio promotes a higher body and more clarity of tasting notes. My first pour today was a pour of 60 grams. Blooming for 45 seconds. Using this much water ensures complete saturation of the bed, promoting a higher quality extraction, and ensures a complete saturation of the bed. The second pour today was to 130 grams. Using this much water promotes vibrancy and clarity of notes. My third and fourth pours today will be 35 grams each at 1 minute, 30 seconds, and 2 minutes and 5 seconds. The idea is to extend the brew duration by pulsing at different points to increase the body, or increase the quality of body. The total brew time should sit somewhere around 2 minutes and a half and 2 minutes, 40 seconds. Now, judges, for our aroma, I will give you some very specific instructions, but you can go ahead and write down the notes that I'll give you now. You'll get notes of cherry liqueur, toffee, and blood orange. When I hand you the cup, I'd like for you to lift the lid, set it aside, and then we're going to smell directly from the cup to look for those toffee and cherry liqueur notes. Now, please enjoy. Please enjoy. Please enjoy. Then, once you're finished, I would like for you to give it a gentle swirl and evaluate the stronger blood orange note. Now, pardon me while I clean up. And when you're done with your lids, you can just set it aside and I'll grab it for you, and we'll go from there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, judges. Now we'll talk about the flavors. I would like for, when you evaluate this, drink directly from the cup for all of the attributes, okay? So for flavor while hot, you'll get cherry, you'll have maraschino cherry, chocolate covered toffee. While warm, that cherry will turn more tart with the addition of a lime-like tanginess and vanilla sweetness. While cool, the coffee is the most complex, with a spice cherry cake note, rum, blood orange, and dark chocolate. Yeah, no. For the aftertaste, it will be long and increasingly intense with time, with notes of red licorice and cherry wine. The body will be creamy and smooth, almost as if it was medium high intensity, almost as if it was a high proof rum. The acidity will be medium high with a malic-like flavor, and as it cools, there's an addition of a citrus. All of the steps that I've taken today with the roasting and brewing are all to add to the balance that will persist throughout the cup. Now, judges, I want you guys to, as you're drinking this, to evaluate how much work went through everything, from how intentional everything was and how we can be intentional in our own everyday life. So, please enjoy. Time.
All right, everybody. Let's hear it for Marvin. Marvin,
Hello.
how do you feel?
Hey, it's done. I can go enjoy Expo.
Wonderful, wonderful. That was a great job. Tell me about this. Tell me about this Hambella. You said it was Hambella, right?
Mandela.
Mandela. Tell me about it.
Like the guy. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
the guy.
this thing is really cool. So it's a cultivar that they designed specifically at their farm. And it's honestly like a Frankenstein of sorts, where they match together a bunch of different parts in order to create something that satisfies both ends. So farmers look for coffees that grow well, produce tons of cherries, and pretty resistant to like things like rust and like other types of like weather and all kind of stuff, you know? But we look for like coffees that taste tasty. And I think this is a combination of both because of all of the steps that they've taken.
That's wonderful. That's absolutely awesome. It's so awesome to see how, you know, inclusive that can be, caring for not just simple quality for being able to sell in a coffee shop, but also how it affects the producers and their own
Absolutely.
livelihoods. That's wonderful. Well, tell me about how you approach the brewing process. I saw some flat bottom filters and the origami drippers.
Yes, sir. So honestly, trial and error. Like just trial and error through everything. So I started at every step, just try every option that I can, and then knock out what doesn't work. So with origamis, I found that origamis were really clear with flavors. It was a little bit softer, but like I think it was actually a good thing with this coffee because this coffee is very, very, very like intense, but like in a great way. Like every time, actually, I had this coffee for a while, and every time I try it, like sometimes I put it on tables with like crazy coffees, right? Every single time, it just jumps out, and it's awesome, man.
That's great. That's good to hear. Excellent. Well, everybody, let's give it up for Marvin Duncan from Perk Coffee Roasters in Savannah, Georgia.
Thank you.
Awesome. Be just a few minutes for our next competitor.